Hello, welcome back to Data Leaps. In today's video, we're going through how embedded row-level security works. You've noticed that I haven't been doing a lot of pure Power BI videos. This is because I've changed my role from Microsoft to Databricks about 2.5 years ago. So most of the Power BI videos I make today are Power BI and Databricks better together. But recently I got asked like 3 times about how row-level security works for embedding for customers externally. So I figured I'd make a video quickly explain how it works in 2024, given there is some improvements that's been made by Microsoft in 2024. Without further ado, let's go to my desktop. So Power BI Embedded has 2 different flavors. One is user-owns data, and the other is app-owns data. And the 2 of them are completely different. Essentially, user-owns data is embedding for your internal users, and embedded will know who this user is in terms of their user principal ID, so like their AAD email address, whereas app-owns data is embedding for your customers, your external customers that doesn't have your user principal in your AAD directory. User-owns data is relatively straightforward. In this scenario, the users of Power BI Embedded has a AAD email address, and user-owns data will pass down that email address to Power BI service, and Power BI service will do row-level security based on what that user has access to. So it's quite simple. You need to set up row-level security in Power BI, or the user-owns data when generating the embedded token. It will pass down the AAD username of that internal report viewer, and Power BI will do row-level security accordingly. App-owns data is slightly complicated. App-owns data will authenticate against Power BI service using service principal. So how does it do row-level security? How does Power BI know which end user is trying to access what data and whether that end user have access to the data or not, according to row-level security? So it's 2 different scenarios. First, in a smaller scale implementation, meaning you don't have that many external users, what you can do is a dynamic row-level security implementation. I will link in the top right corner the video I've made on how to do dynamic row-level security. Essentially, what you need is a dynamic security profile table in your Power BI data model that's connected to the DIM table that you're trying to do row-level security on, and the app-owns data will authenticate using the service principal, but when it's generating the embedded token, it can pass down an argument, which is the username. So the external user, while they don't have the AAD username of your organization, they will have a username in that application that you're embedding to. And when you're generating a embedded token, you pass down the username, and that's the username you're using in the dynamic security profile table in Power BI. So for Power BI to map that particular username to whatever dimension they are allowed to see. So that's one way to do it, is the dynamic level security. But in a large-scale implementation, when you have tens of thousands of customers and they change all the time, it's impossible to maintain a very dynamic and large security profile table. So what you want to do is to use service principal profiles. In that scenario, you will set up service principals, and for each service principal, you can set up different service principal profiles. Using those profiles, you can grant them permissions to different data within your Power BI model, just like you're granting permissions to an AAD group or an AAD user. So in that scenario, when embedded or App Home's data is authenticating against Power BI service and it is generating an embedded token, it will pass down the service principal profile, and then the Power BI service will check what that service principal profile has access to, and then return the data accordingly. Service principal profile is a scalable way to control access for App Home's data. And if you have a lot of external customers, service principal profile is the way to go to do embedded row-level security. Hope this simple explanation helps with understanding how row-level security works for embedded, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching Data Leaps. If you think the content is useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it.